Hello, and thank you for joining me. You're here with Data Science Teacher Brandyn, and we're going to talk about the Pandas area plot today. Okay, so getting started here, we have data set with some numeric and with some categorical variables. So here I'm just selecting out the numeric features of this. This is the taxi data set from Seaborn. Okay. And just because it looks better if you don't have too much data. So I'm just going to select 50 rows from this data set. I'm going to plot kind equals area. So you get this nice and really kind of, I think one of the most important things that you get from this is understanding when and how features move together, usually over time, but it can be across kind of the rows. But you can see here, the blue, the distance doesn't really seem to change right here, but the total, the fare, and really move together. The total and the fare kind of, obviously related, but they move together. And we can see that, but we can see the distance doesn't seem to have that same pattern being related to the overall cost. So you kind of another way to inspect correlation. Okay. We can make this a little bit easier to read and expand this a little bit. So I'm doing 125 rows now. I'm going to make the big size though. So this works on the width by height. So 14 by 5. And then title equals area plot. The title that we're going to have. So that's a nice little plot right there. Okay. And that looks nice. We can do that. And we can also turn an argument called stacked equals false. So we're going to plot them on top of each other. It looks a little bit busy if we do it like this, so it's good to do that when we're zooming in or focusing on a certain area. And we can really see here, and this is kind of interesting what you can see here, that tips and tolls, they really move in a different way here. Toll specifically moves in a different way than you can see with distance. Distance doesn't really seem to have anything to do with tolls. However, the total and the fare had really quite a bit to do with the tolls, but you can see here where distance doesn't really seem to move in the same way. And it's very interesting. That might be noticeable in a correlation plot or a correlation matrix, but it might not be. And it's interesting to examine this and really just understand how things move together. It really makes more sense over time, but really how things move together across the rows or across observations. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.